We have breaking news out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina about Pastor John Paul Miller of Solid Rock Church. A lawsuit has been filed against J.P. Miller today, February 25th, 2025, alleging that he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl in 1998 before assaulting her again in 2023. An Indiana woman has filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe, naming John Paul Miller, his father Reginald Wayne Miller, Solid Rock Ministries, All Nations Cathedral Church, and the Cathedral Baptist Church of the Green Strand in the suit that was filed today. As you know, if you follow the story, J.P. Miller's wife, Micah Miller, passed away in what was ruled by North Carolina officials as a self-unaliving last April 27th, 2024 at a North Carolina state park, which is across the state lines from South Carolina. And this photo here in the Sun News about the lawsuit today is when J.P. Miller announced Micah's death. The lawsuit alleges that Cathedral Church, Solid Rock, and their employees and agents had the opportunity to prevent harm against vulnerable children, yet they ignored clear warning signs of minors being sexually exploited or abused by church staff, members, or volunteers, the suit claims. The lawsuit also claims that despite their knowledge of J.P. Miller's predatory behavior, his father and church officials took affirmative actions to cover it up, to hide, suppress, and prevent the reporting of his actions, including allowing him to remain in leadership at the church and refusing to report his conduct to law enforcement, and also alleging that they suppressed and destroyed evidence and complaints made by victims or church members and failing to implement safety measures to protect minors. So the lawsuit alleges that the assault happened when Jane Doe was 15 years old in 1998 when she was attending All Nations Church, formerly known as Cathedral Baptist Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And she was attending with her grandparents. So you can read more about the incident in the Sun News, and the lawsuit details that the assault allegedly took place on church property, and when she was attending services, she had gone into the restroom after having a conversation with J.P. Miller, but then when she exited, they began to have another conversation, and that's when he forced her inside his father's office, shutting the door behind him. He became aggressive. She repeatedly asked JP to stop, but he did not, and then took her outside into his truck where he assaulted her. So she's also alleging that the memory was repressed until 2023 when another alleged assault took place by J.P. Miller. The lawsuit powerfully states that and alleges that this church was J.P. Miller's sexual playground. So why is Jane Doe coming forward now? According to the lawsuit, she states that when she heard about the death of Micah Miller, J.P. Miller's wife, last year, she felt immense guilt and believed if she had spoken up sooner about her assault, she may have prevented further harm, according to the lawsuit. If you follow along, you know that Micah had accused J.P. of domestic violence, abuse, and there has been a movement for justice for Micah. And last November, J.P. Miller's home was raided and searched by the FBI, and we are still awaiting the outcome of that investigation. So if you or someone you know has been assaulted by J.P. Miller or other pastors or someone else that you'd like to report, I encourage survivors to use the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's cyber tip line. Now, this would be a reporting abuse that occurred to minors. Please, by all means, reach out to your local law enforcement offices as well on reporting sexual assault. You can also go to RAINN, RAINN, the website RAINN, to seek resources. But I have used this cyber tip line, and if you go to missingkids.org, you will find the cyber tip line. You can place a phone call to speak with someone to report, but they have an online form that you can also use to make a report.